Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirits and my intuition and the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. I am so grateful to be here today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope you stay and join us for future readings. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I am so blessed that you are here, and you guys are all very safe and welcome in the space with me today. Today's reading, we will be taking a look at what is the biggest challenge getting in your way. Is this something from within you? Is this something external? But what's this big challenge? Maybe it's something that's holding you back, or someone or something that is just stopping the energy flow. And what can you do to overcome this challenge? All right, so the biggest challenge, what you can do to overcome it. And of course, I read energy, so this is going to be the biggest energy in your vicinity. So certainly could be someone else's energy that I'm tapped into, but whatever is the biggest energy pull here that is going to be showing in the reading. Okay, so of course, only choose the messages that resonate for your story. This is a collective general reading, meaning there's lots of people here in which this energy may or may not be applicable to. The general gist of the messaging should fit your narrative. Don't make anything fit. If it doesn't resonate, then go check out another pile. All right, so we have three options to choose from. In the first option here, we have the piece of labradorite. The labradorite slab, absolutely beautiful. Hopefully you guys can capture the rainbow in the stone on the film so you guys can see. It's beautiful. Option number two is this clear gem, glass gem. And option number three is this shungite tree of life ball. Looks like an 8-ball, carved stone. Absolutely beautiful. All right. So I will let the video run for a bit so you guys can really tap into this. I do ask you to use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is indeed your pile. Now, for those of you guys interested in a free private reading, I will be giving one away every month for the rest of 2024. All you have to do is be subscribed, comment, and like the video. You can comment on any one of my videos because I will be selecting at random. All right, so if you want to be entered into the draw, you just have to, like I said, be subscribed, comment, like, and I will put you into the draw. I will be pulling for March in a few days. So, yeah, I will see you guys at your pick. The timestamp will be in the description box and in the pinned comment below, and it will take you directly to your pick. Bye. Hello, my most beautiful pile number one. You guys picked the labradorite slab. Beautiful rainbow colors. Cannot wait to get into your reading, where we're looking at what is the biggest challenge getting in your way, holding you back. Is it external? Is it internal? What's the biggest challenge, and how can you overcome this? All right, so I've pre-shuffled oracles. I've not looked at them. I do ask you to use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is indeed your message. Keep in mind, I read energy, so this is going to be the biggest energy in your energy field. So it could be yours, could be someone around you. It's up to you to make sense of what you will, but do not force anything to fit because this is a collective reading. If you're interested in a private reading giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed, comment, and like this video. You can comment on any one of my videos and you will be entered for the free monthly giveaway. And if you're interested in a 35% off, there's a few days remaining in March on my website, prairievintagejewelry.com. That's 35% off of all jewelry, including also free 35% off of private reading. Okay, so that does run till the end of the month if you want to take advantage of that. All right, so without further ado, let us take a look at what is holding you back here or getting in the way, and the biggest challenge and how you can overcome this. All right, So we have the gazelle. We have the lizard. We have the witch, experimentation and rebellion. We have mentor, light attribute, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. Shadow attributes, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. We have DNA. We have tidal force. I'm feeling Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. I'm also getting Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy coming through. We have inspiration. I just heard March, which is interesting because I'm filming for March, although this is timeless. So March could be significant this month that I'm recording, or just March in general. Maybe it's a birthday or a specific date here. That's confirmation. We have third chakra with Archangel Chamuel. Okay, the third chakra is the solar plexus. That's the yellow ray. All about confidence. Okay, and our will to accomplish things. We have root. I'm feeling some Leo energy, a little bit of Aries as well, and then more earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Inspiration. You guys, couldn't write it myself. Oh my goodness. So when we get a double up, it's absolutely fascinating. I have hundreds of decks here and certainly thousands and thousands of cards that could come up, and we've got inspiration. Yellow, which is the solar plexus, and then blue, which is throat chakra. Also get emotions from this, communication. Okay. We have live from your heart. And we have nourishment with 17. You are being asked to take time out for self-care. Or the number 8. 8 is all about movement, change, attainment. It could be representing the strength card in the tarot, which is Leo energy. Or the star as well, or reduced. And the star is Aquarius energy. Wow. Okay. So you don't have to resonate with the signs. Those could be confirmations for you guys. It's definitely the energy that's sitting here, okay? Because we might tap into different sort of energies, not necessarily our sun sign or moon sign. The uncharted sea with number 46 could be significant, or the number 10. North, east, west, south. And then we have this stork. I don't know if that's a stork. No, the storks have bigger beaks, I think, or like wider. Not sure what sort of bird this is, but it's really drawing my attention here. I'm getting Aquarius energy as well from this. Okay, uncharted sea. We have ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. Contract. Commitment. We have whale. Great worry over nothing. Okay. And for the sign, we have Capricorn energy, and it was coming out like this, I think, unless I spun it around. Spirit's saying both sides applicable. Okay, so we have Capricorn, your goals, the day-to-day life. Sorry, I don't know why I said day-to-day life. Your goals, the day-to-day reality of, and use the most business-like way, and dedication to achieve, focusing on, and results from the rules imposed by. Okay, so heavy Capricorn energy here. And we have number 20 with Mercury messages. Mercury is Virgo, and also the ruling planet for Gemini. I'm getting Magician. This looks like the Caduceus. 2 snakes intertwined here. Okay, Mercury messages. Okie dokie. So, biggest challenge, and how can you overcome this? Okay, my beautiful pile 1. Like I said, this could be your energy around you, but this message is quite strong. I feel like there's an overwhelming amount of emotions that's coming in for you, and it could be unexplored territory for you, because I don't know that you've allowed yourself to fully feel what it is that is coming through, okay? And I feel like emotions could sometimes be scary and we're not quite sure where it leads us to. But I feel like you have an understanding of where you want it to lead you to, but I think you're not quite sure how to get there. That's the problem, is like we can feel all we want intensely as much as we want, and we can have a dream or a vision, but I feel like you're doubting yourself. I feel like you have a vision of where you want to go. I feel like you're inspired to get there. It's like it's a hope, a wish, and a vision for the future and a destination. And I feel like it really touches your heart, and it's a beautiful thing here. And I feel you want to engage with it. You want to offer some sort of promise to this future, whatever this might be, because again, collective reading could be a bunch of things for you guys. Some of you guys could be a relationship, some of you guys could just be a vision of something you want to commit to passionately, and you feel a very deep sort of connection to this thing. But I feel like this might, I just heard poke holes, okay, or contradict, or put you in a place that's wobbly, that you're not used to, because I feel it. I'm feeling a very grounded energy, okay? So it could be very much an earth sign here with the Virgo and the Capricorn coming through quite strong here. And this root, like, I feel like this is a very solid energy that you carry, okay? Nothing wrong with being grounded, nothing wrong with being rooted, but I feel like we're so well rooted and so grounded that anything that makes us feel toppled, such as emotions, because emotions is water, and water and earth create muckiness, okay? And kind of like sludge. I know it creates mud, but I feel like it's like sludge, slowness, stagnancy, like running in slow motion. I feel like you feel like there's something that you're incapable of doing, or like, I don't know if you believe it or you feel it. So when you act on it, it's like it feels heavy to act. It feels difficult, because I feel like these emotions are, yeah, like it's very much, maybe you want to go one way, but the emotions make you act in a different way. So I feel like you're doing everything in your power here to counter react or contradict. Not really, contradict is not the right word. Counter react, I think, right? So if you're feeling one way, it's like to find balance, you're like acting in another. Like I feel like with this lizard, it's almost like trying to withstand as much as you can, and like an opposite energy of that in which your heart is calling you to go towards. And Spirit saying you don't need to starve yourself, or thirst yourself of something here. But I feel like you're used to a sort of energy being around you, okay? Because it provides you the stability and maybe the confidence in accomplishing things. And so this is wanting you to do something outside of the norm, which will align you to something greater. Like I feel like you're inspired, but when it comes to doing something, I do feel it maybe we're lacking in the confidence to be successful or accomplish something, or the will to carry it through. And I feel like maybe you are trying, but I feel like there's this like sludginess again, like trying to walk through mud or like quicksand, I just heard. And we can't get stuck in the quicksand, we can't get stuck in the sludge, so it's easier to maybe stick to what we know, but it could be at the expense of something here that we're really wanting to navigate. Like, and so I feel like there is some worry. I don't generally take the words so much as the energy I'm getting here. I feel like there's big emotions, and then there's a lot of worry about self, like how will you pull this off? Like, how can you pull this off? How do you deal with emotions? How can you properly balance this? How can you still navigate? How can you get to where you want to go? So I feel like there's an easily spooked energy here with the gazelle. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is maybe we're not allowing ourselves to fully lean into the uncomfortable experience here, which is going to guide us to the right place, because I feel like there's still a control here, and that's what causes the stuckness. That's what causes the discomfort of stagnancy, or it's like a little bit disjointed, I feel here. It feels like the movements of getting to where you want, the steps you take, what you can do, to me feel like not natural or comfortable or normal. And so as a result, there's this like spooked energy, or like easier to just pull away or run away or stick to the thing we know, in a way, right? So I know the Spirit is showing here that sometimes in order to move towards what we need, we gotta come out of our comfort zone. But I feel like there's like a third option here, is kind of what I'm feeling. So definitely Spirit is saying the way that you are, okay, is a way that's kind of happened over time. Okay, like who you've created yourself to be and how your personality is over time. But then under that, there's the true authentic self that's living from your heart, that's within your DNA, that's connecting to whatever this thing is that I feel you're inspired to move towards. This is why you're being pulled. And I think emotionally, this is really overtaking you, because it's tapping into the core of who you are, and it's doing this for a reason. I say whatever the thing is, the dream career, the project of a lifetime, the move of a lifetime, the journey of a lifetime, the marriage of a lifetime, the relationship of a lifetime, whatever the thing here is, like, of the lifetime, completely submerging you in this thing. Okay, and it's scary, especially if we've been conditioned and programmed and continuously living our life in a certain way that seemed established and stable and well rooted, and we understood it, to now go to a place that's not really understood. It's just based on maybe feelings, not quite sure how to navigate, and then having to find our way. Okay, so those are kind of two energies, I feel like: the true authentic self that kind of is being pulled and knows, and then there's the self that's built over time that isn't really the true self that kind of we're used to and we default to, and that's the running maybe away or getting spooked. And then there is when we try, if we've tried, I feel like we put one foot forward, and then we feel like the quicksand or the slowness or the awkwardness or the whatever. So I feel like we haven't fully leaned into that enough. Okay, so it should feel awkward, because anytime we do something that's not our usual, it feels awkward. Okay, and I feel like whatever feels like it's not working in the way that it should is preliminary energy that you're going to feel when you do something outside of your norm. And I think Spirit is saying to stick to that, as awkward as it seems. Stick to that, because you quickly learn that it isn't quicksand. You quickly learn that it is a different feeling that might feel as though we're trenching through mud, but it is unfamiliar sort of navigation of emotions that we're just not used to. So it feels one way because, you know, we haven't really been able or allowed to let ourselves experience this. And so what might feel like we're sinking, or might feel like we're going in another direction, or what might feel like stagnancy or stuckness or awkwardness, is actually progress, although it might not feel like it's so much. And I feel like there's a need for you to be gentle with self in allowing yourself whatever breaks you need without retreating. For example, I feel as though maybe there was a toe forward or a foot forward and then retreating, and then a toe forward and this, and then retreating. And so I feel like it didn't allow there to be progress. It didn't allow there to be the movement. So what Spirit is showing here is the toe forward, the step forward, whatever pace you're comfortable, as long as there's forward movement, and then pausing, take time out, reflect, give yourself what you need, Tell yourself that you're going to get there. Be confident in your ability. Stick to your willpower. Understand you can accomplish this thing. Put your commitment, your word, and your energy and your effort into that dedication that you've committed to, rather than a reactionary retreat or a reactionary response trigger that might do the opposite direction. Okay, this is leaning into it, and we're not being pushed, and we're not forcing ourselves so far that we start to get, I don't know, like disjointed in any way. But we know that the steps we take, we consistently sort of allow ourselves to move in that same direction. And if we need to sit and pause, we don't start going backwards. We continue to engage in a way that allows us to not push ourselves so far forward. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Okay, so it is about baby steps, but specifically it isn't a baby step that's going to be second guessed and then put back on a reset here. Okay, so I'm going to give example because I feel like I have to give an example. Like, let's say, yeah, like let's just say we want to enter whatever, a career here, you know, and maybe we are looking for jobs and we finally see a few here that speak to our career, and we're not sure if we should make the change. And this is like a vision we want to commit to, this new career and make a whole life change. And so we're looking for jobs, and we continuously kind of do this. But then we put our resume out there, and then we get called kind of for an interview, and then it's like, oh, like I might feel like I'm not confident enough to know what I'm talking about in that industry. And so then we might turn that interview down, and then we kind of get pulled again with our hearts to, yeah, but I really want that. So then we start looking again for the jobs, and then we get called for the interview, and then whatever, we can make another excuse, or we could show up and sabotage it in a way that when we get called back again, we don't show up, or we make a reason not to, and now we're back at the drawing board looking for jobs again. Like, I feel like there's a going back to the drawing board, understanding we're inspired by something, knowing it's something we want for ourselves. But the key here is the commitment we make. So it's like, follow it through, you know, like, I get it. If it's an interview, you kind of have to make the decision there. But if, let's say if it was meant to be, you could certainly work with that employer and say, you know, I am interested in this interview, and, you know, I'll give me a week to think about this before I get back with an answer. Take the time, reflect, come back, and then say, I have more questions here. Can we discuss this? This is important to me. And then take that away. I'll have another whatever week to think about this. Like, take your pace, because I feel like this thing will line up to your pace. Okay, jobs are a little bit difficult though, sometimes, because we're on other people's timeline. But I feel like whatever this is on your timeline. And if an employer really wants you and it's meant to be, they'll certainly accommodate. And then you pull aside in order for you to reflect, contemplate, and then take another step forward. So you're not going back to looking for different jobs in that same career. You're still engaged in the interview process, moving towards the finish line. Okay, but like actively putting the breaks or the stops along the way in order for you to build your self-confidence here. And how we build our self-confidence is we start to look at certain things that we want to, I don't know, like boost us up rather than scare us, or rather than get in our own mind about it. Okay, because we can certainly start to spook ourselves. And then we could start to hit the reset button and then start to wander again and being shut out. Like, this lizard energy for me is like, it's like aimlessly wandering here, not getting what we want, you know, and then trying to make the most of whatever this is, like with ourselves. And then we get an opportunity, and I don't know, I just feel like we either blow it or we don't energetically commit to seeing it through in some way. But I feel you want to. Okay, and since this is the biggest challenge, I don't know if this is a main thing, or if this is a consistent thing in your life, like things you want. And this is kind of a form of sabotage, you know, the thing we really, really want. We'd rather just not go through it to get to the end where maybe the job says, well, you're not good enough, or the partner says, no, I'm not interested, you know, so we don't want that rejection, or we don't want to face that point, so we sabotage before we could be successful. But I feel like that's the biggest challenge you're having here, is to build your confidence up and knowing that you are able to get to that place. Okay, that's the biggest challenge of not getting to that place, is you're looking at it like your own sort of progress. There's no need to reset and go back to the beginning. So Capricorn's over a long period of time, you know, and sacrificing certain things in the present moment in order to gain the outcome of a long-term dedication here. You know, we oft put things that we might enjoy, or in this case, things that are very reactionary that we would generally do, that we're used to. It's like, I could put this off in order to gain something that's more aligned with what I'm wanting, even though it might be something that in the moment feels disjointed or hard, difficult. Yeah. So Mercury, this is being, you know, Mercury is this kind of, I don't know, like flowy energy, like elusive sort of energy. Mercury, it moves kind of in a very fluid type way here, you know, and messages is all about communication. So I feel like there's a need for you to be more fluid, not so rooted, not so fixed, not so, I was going to say triggered, but it's like an initial response here of, you know, the gazelle gets spooked very easily, it observes, and then it just, if it gets too close to home, it kind of moves away. So I feel like this is going to be a healing process for you to go through uncomfortable things, and by the time you go through a whole process here, you've shed sort of ideas of self along the way, and you finally get to see a truth about yourself, and this will build your confidence. Okay, this will certainly build your confidence. I feel as though you think it's going to be something that would impact your confidence, or like if it doesn't work out, it would be devastating, you know, especially if it's something we really feel so like it speaks to our heart, and we're just totally taken aback by this thing. And so then it means a lot more to us, right? So it could impact our confidence if it doesn't go very well. But I feel like the opposite here is true, that this is going to build your confidence. I think you're going to see a part of yourself healed. I feel like you're going to integrate to this shadow side of yourself, or seeing the dark and the light. Okay, so this shadow side of yourself, and I don't know, for some of you guys, this could be a repeat thing, like I said, the way you might sabotage things, but integrate this into who you are is going to slowly over time, bit by bit, build up your confidence with this experimentation. You know, it's like the more we put ourselves out there, the more we go through that interview process, getting closer to it, and the discomfort allows us to have the experience, the training. We're able to, yeah, like learn as a student here of how we can be. And with the rebellion, it's doing things we, you know, maybe aren't used to doing, like bucking the system, being unconventional to how we're used to being. And I feel a very grounded, solid, unless it's safe, I don't act type energy. So inspiration, I feel there is, you know, something really, really pulling you to it. It's talking to your heart space, and this could have happened in the past, and we might have experienced a challenge or an obstacle of not following it or not leaning into the inspiration. And so Spirit is saying, now's the time, pile one, to catch yourself if you're falling back, you know, and to understand that the reason you're feeling very inspired here and these emotions are kind of feeling almost overwhelming is because something is really tied into a part of yourself. Like the DNA here can't be modified by any sort of external conditioning or by our egos or beliefs. The DNA is the DNA. Okay, and yes, we're conditioned by environment and experience, but something that's true within you here is pulling towards whatever is going to fulfill you in a way here that we might be sabotaging in some way. So I hope this was clear to you guys. I'm going to pull some tarot just to kind of get a little bit more here. For anything that I've missed here for pile 1, Spirit, can we please get a little bit more information? Pile 1, this biggest challenge, getting in the way for pile 1, and how they can overcome this big challenge. Clear and concise message for beautiful pile 1. Anything that I've missed, any questions they might have. Thank you, spirits. All right, so we have the star. I'm being called to read them all in the upright. This is, again, I was feeling star energy from this uncharted sea when I said Aquarius. It's like navigating to your wish, your hope, your desire, a future vision of something you want to attain. Seems very far away. You can't get to it in some way. It's also healing energy, which I was feeling with the snakes. Okay, needs to heal a certain part of ourselves here so that our trueness comes out. And whatever we were conditioned or programmed or however we've been behaving in some way is a learned way that we can spot, identify, observe how we are, okay? King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So we had Gemini coming through here. The Empress, Taurus energy. And this is beautiful abundance. Most abundant card in the tarot we could possibly pull. Okay, all the queens in one. This is birthing something new, unconditional love. Beautiful. Libra, Taurus energy. And we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's like going after it. Okay, we have the 9 of... I don't know, this one's feeling in reverse. I wasn't reading any reversals, but I do feel that one. And I do feel this one. 9 of Cups in reverse. Yes, Spirit saying those ones in reverse. We feel Temperance. This is Sagittarius energy. This is the balancing of the dark and the light. Alchemizing. Okay, alchemizing, being able to be balanced, to show up in a way here that we're able to create something. Because this is a healing card. This is a healing card. I was getting healing from this, although it is Mercury in messages. This is the Magician, which is manifesting, you know, bringing from the ethers a dream, a vision, something from our mind. Where's the mind? Sorry, King of Swords, from our mind into reality, manifestation. Okay, so a dragonfly, all about seeing through illusions we might tell ourselves of something not working or something not being what it is. Okay, and this is not getting emotionally fulfilled, like not getting our wish, and this is wishes being fulfilled. So I feel like your biggest obstacle here, pile 1, is we're not bringing our own emotional fulfillment to ourselves here because we don't chase up on the opportunity. We can have an opportunity and we could do the same old and retreat or continue to starve ourselves in some way and stay rooted and safe, or we can explore a potential here and put ourselves in some sort of discomfort. Okay, and then we have the King of Wands. Go for it. Pile 1, this is go for it. This is the confidence. This is this solar plexus. King of Wands is the most confident king here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This is the entrepreneur. This is somebody who knows how to make things happen. I feel like you have everything you need to make things happen here. You might just be questioning your confidence for whatever reason, but I feel like this is going to build your confidence. And I feel like you're creating the opposite of what you're capable of here, okay? This is somebody who's quick moving, who's capable of being very much at an energy of thinking on your feet and accomplishing things and chasing up on our passion. But the King of Wands is very mature. It's not fleeting. It's long-standing. It's being able to be very successful and hold that success, okay? And bring in abundance here and birth something. Like a lot of you guys might be wanting to birth a business, wants to birth a career here, or something that's going to be long-term for you, something you're very passionate about, okay? And maybe your logical mind here is telling you another story. And usually when the mind gets involved, for those of you guys who have been here for a while, I always say it's our ego getting involved, because the ego is going to throw everything in the kitchen sink to us. That comes from the mind telling us why we can't, why it won't work, what the problem is, okay? And that's the dragonfly. We have to see through the illusion, see through the programming, see through what we tell ourselves, which contradicts what our heart and what we were kind of born to do here. Okay, so I feel like there's something you're birthing. There's something you want. There's something you can have your wish. And if you're not attaining it, it's because you're the one not allowing yourself to explore with this Page of Pentacles. And you might have to enter this novice energy with Page, relearn it. You don't really fully know what you're kind of expecting, okay? But that's part of the exploration process. But remember, you're this King of Wands. You can handle the situation, although this early energy is something that is part of the journey. And so because we see Page here and messages, like I feel like there's something here in regards to communication that you might have to, I don't know, like come to an understanding here, you know, and maybe the inner dialogue is saying something else. And we're having to cut through that inner dialogue and see the truth for what it is, that the mind is telling one story, but the heart and the passion is and the inspiration is pulling in another way. So lots to do with healing, lots to do with balance, lots to do with integrating shadow, lots to do with birthing an opportunity here, okay, in order to get one's emotional fulfillment. We have to clear out the clutter with the frog or the toad. So the clutter is the mind speak, the clutter is the experiences we've had in the past, the clutter is the same old, the reactionary self, the pulling away, the not leaning into it, the discomfort. Okay, so when we experience the discomfort, we're supposed to allow ourselves to fully engage with the energy we're feeling here, and it will lead us to where we need to go here. Okay, but I feel like when we are half in or take a step in and then we feel the discomfort, it doesn't take us where we want to go. And it's like, yeah, because we didn't fully surrender. We didn't fully jump in. We didn't let the emotions to carry us and take us through, because there was a lot of fear around allowing the emotion to take us through. And then we're back on square one with the reset, wandering this dry desert. So it's either dry desert or completely submersed in emotions. So where's the balance here? Pile one, right? Like the balance here is you don't have to wander the desert void of emotions. But I feel like we don't know how to navigate these emotions, and so we just put one toe in here and get completely spooked. So I feel like there's a need to go after what you want, allow the emotions, all of this sort of pull you have, drive you. Like, this is the experience, you know, you're not going to die. You're not going to die. Great worry over nothing. Big feelings, okay? But I feel like you're wanting to commit to something here, and you're wanting to energetically move towards this. So that's exactly what you're doing. And in the long term, I think you're going to get exactly that. You're going to get your wish. You're going to get your hope. You're going to be emotionally satisfied, and because you're not getting in your own way. Okay? So what's getting in your way? Most likely a mindset. You're having to see an illusion that is getting in the way of your confidence. And only you can change this, okay? Pile one. I hope this helped. I love you so, so much. And if you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. Bye.